Hey, what's up, you guys? Thor here. This little bastard's still not here. I just came back. I just came like in here to check. Welcome back to the EQR Gaming and more Shivers. On the last episode, we pretty much finished exploring the first floor. We did a lot of exploring on the last episode. This time, we are going to head on up to the second floor. There's the thing in that chandelier. Alright, let's just go right ahead and go on in. There is a buton right here.
Much of what we know about early man comes from burial sites, but not without a price. Eternal life was the sustaining ideology for many ancient cultures, and they went to great lengths to prevent their dead from being violated. Venture on if you will, but beware. The curse of the tomb.
So yeah, this is the tombs and curses room. There is a secret passageway right here that leads up to a second floor hallway, which I believe is where we'd actually end up going if we were to go into the elevator in the power plant area. Well, where am I going? Go right here. The Tomb of the Ixupi. Buried deep within tomb number 49 in the Moche Valley, the 13 Ixupi in this exhibit lay undisturbed for centuries, where Moche shaman had buried them in sealed magical vessels. As responsible archaeologists and researchers, we must respect the power of the evil entities of the so evil entities sealed inside these vessels and warn all those who enter, never break their seals and release Ixupi into the world. Yeah, fucking Merrick.
Care to refresh
But yeah, there is another
memory?
one of these thingies here. So let's see brochure. The Tomb of the Ixupi is green. So it's yellow. Let's turn it once to make it red, turn it another time to make it blue, and turn it another time to make it green. And hang on a moment. Alright, sorry about that. So let's check this out. So yeah, this is the Tomb of the Ixupi, and as we can see, all the pots are gone. I wanna go leave this pot somewhere. Well, where should I? I'm gonna go put it in the library. Is this one taken? Alright, that's good. Go up. You want to leave that a little more convenient of a spot. I always have these spots nearby that I'll put these things in. Probably put one in the plants room too, if we ever need to. But for now, just move forward and check this place out a little bit. Before we go there, let's look behind here. The curse of Anubis, O wretched soul who disturbs his eternal rest, may exist in despair for all eternity. Anubis, chief deity to impairs an Egyptian burial or made, was the originator of embalming and funerary rites, and used to invoke the curse of the tomb you're about to enter. Oh god, we're cursed! This is actually a place where the cloth Ixupi might appear, so that little heads up. The Sphinx, possessor of lost wisdom, guardian over city of the dead, the Sphinx stands watch of the greatest tombs ever built, the pyramids. Searching, you may learn wisdom from these ancient lips. And that's pretty much giving us a hint. We click on this thing down here, we can step forward and...
The heretics that lay beyond have driven out all of the gods save eight. So begins Egypt's decline. If thou art wise, thou shalt know that the names of this pharaoh and his queen be placed forever in shame on the columns of Ra.
Columns of Ra. So here is where the Egyptian hieroglyphs explain...
Care to refresh your memory?
It was not the word hieroglyphs at all. The Egyptian Hieroglyphics Explained book is also going to come in handy. We need to pretty much put these two images on the columns because this guy tried to introduce monotheistic worship of the god Aten and began Egypt's downfall, and Nefertiti was his wife. So these are the images that we need to put on. So let's go ahead and do that. There is the one for the pharaoh and his queen. Doing that opens this up, which gives another pot piece. Don't think that matches any of them that we've found so far, but I wanna go check real quick. Yeah, it didn't match any of the others, so because I still have like other pot pieces that are gonna be further out, I just put this one in the eagle's nest. So anyway, let's go ahead and head on back up to the crystal one just left. Let's go ahead and head on back up to the tombs and curses room. And head on up here where we have another puzzle we have to solve. This one's actually relatively simple. Basically what you need to do is just rotate these. Rotate these little tiles so that it creates a path from the circles at the top to the bottom. It's actually really easy. As you can see, it's pretty obvious when the paths line up. This one needs to be swapped, so does this one. And once it's done, then these balls will automatically come out and head into the slots at the bottom, opening the door.
Death comes uneasily to the mind of man. Burial customs throughout the world arise from the belief that the survivors can secure life after death for the deceased. You will find here that man has conceived of many ways to honor the dead.
This is the tombs and burials room. Like burial rites room, I think it's called. And oh crap, hang on. So there's like a puzzle coming up that I need like to cheat for. I need to get my cheats. So let's check this place a little bit. Nora's burial ship. Men and women of wealth and position were given ship burials and are provided with food and armor for their trip to the underworld. There is another skull
Care to refresh
right there.
your memory?
Museum brochure. It is the Viking burial, which is purple. So, and that's it. Oh, except I can't like click in the middle of this one to see what the color is apparently. And then like could for I can't, it just like has to be in the very center. There we go. No, if right in the center. Okay, good. Next up we have Paracas burial bundles. These funerary bundles of the Paracas Indians of Peru denote a vast difference in wealth. Each richly embroidered bundle tells a story of wealth and includes lavish personal possessions. The poor are buried in plain cloths, but both wrappings covered a basket with a body in it. You can see some of the cloths. Is it just me, or did I hear... Okay, there's the ash one. If I can hurry, maybe I can grab him. We have to push this button to open the door, though. I'm gonna run to the place where I had it at. Like full speed ahead. I want to capture it. Oh, suddenly he's here. He's chasing me. He's like chasing after me right now. Look at that. Except he doesn't know what he's about to get. He's about to have a very bad day. Rawr. So after you've captured an Exubi, it'll put the pod on your little HUD down there. And will also restore any life that was taken by that Exubi. So now we've captured our first one. Let's go back to this room. Let's go back to this room, there we go. And check some of this place out a little more. What am I gonna look at next? Let's go forward. Cremation. To a Hindu, cremation is considered a sacred obligation to the dead. A soul set free in the fire god agony takes it up to heaven. In India, it often takes place near a river. If possible, the Ganges, which is sacred and has the ability to cleanse sins. Animal crematorium. The Hindus of Bali place a dead body of a loved one in this animal-shaped sarcophagus before it's consumed by fire, food, and personal items. Before it's consumed by fire. Food and personal items accompany the dead on their trip to heaven. The entire structure is burned, including platform and tower. Here's where the puzzle is. It is the Chinese checkers puzzle, which is not something that I can really solve easily, because you need to jump a piece over another piece to get rid of the piece that was just jumped. Of course, I'm like using a guide right now. But the thing is, the last piece also has to land in the middle. So that just makes it even more complicated. So if you guys ever want to know how to solve a Chinese checkers puzzle, well, here's how you do it. It is pretty complicated, and something that if I were to not be cheating, I would be literally spending 5 hours on this puzzle, which is not something that I really care to do right now. So, yeah. Right there, and then right there. It's like... let's see, we're almost there already. Just a few more jumps on to do it. And there. I think that button, that red button, resets everything. Just looks kind of familiar. And indeed it is, because it is the finished cloth pod. So, yeah, that's cloth. I can't make sure, because if you try and capture an Exubi with the wrong pots,
your memory?
It'll actually knock your pod away and pretty much out of your inventory. Why am I looking at the brochure? It's South American pictographs. Yeah, it'll actually like knock it out of your inventory. Alright. I'm gonna keep a hold of this because there's like 2 places that we already have seen where the cloth one can appear. So it's pretty likely that it'll be in one of those 2 places. There's the crystal one again. So let's go check the one that's in this place first. Oh, yep, he's here. Actually looks kind of cool, like, kind of like a Grim Reaper, except like white. So there's the second one captured. Making pretty good progress. I'm back. Here we go. Back into this room to check it out a little more. What have we here? Still cremation. Checking this out, we have the spectacular coffins of Ghana. This lion celebrates the life and status of a great African hunter and will carry his remains to the afterworld. Jewelry and money will also accompany the hunter on his journey. And take a look at that. 'It's that jade skull that was missing from that one exhibit. So let's see what we got here. 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 Oh, there is a book on the ground here. How long is it? It's pretty long. So, this is someone's diary, so let's go ahead and check it out. So I'm moving tomorrow, decided to record my thoughts in this journal. I'm not exactly sad about the small town does have its advantage. The air is very clean. Not pleasant. The sun is a really awesome museum. Professor Wonderland's museum with a strange and unusual. The sign says opening soon. Can't wait. But Dad says the museum will never open. Pleasant. Not looking forward to school next week. Finally saw the professor. He looks really cool, like he just got off an archaeology dig, and there's like a sketch of him. School's bad as I thought. Everyone here's a bunch of hicks. Oh, there's a girl named Beth who's kind of cute. So she knows Professor Ronald. Turns out, so Beth was lying when she said she knows him, but she doesn't know a lot about him. So they're gonna say, yeah, this is obviously Merrick's diary. I followed him home from the post office yesterday, so I'm going to the museum. Talking about getting into the gazebo, like the same way we did. Well, that says I have to get a job. Bummer, dude. Get in trouble with that job, so I'm working at a bookstore. Beth is giving advice. Beth being invited over for dinner, finally met the professor face to face. Should I get rid of Beth or take her with me? She is hard to get rid of. Tonight's the night. And then, we is like really accentuating his letters by making them a lot larger and more bold than they need to be. So he's bringing Beth with him. They have a little schedule, exploring the museum. Like 2 hours to explore the museum. Whatever, so you can't even get to the puzzles everywhere. Oh, Beth was the one who opened the pot. So she was the one who like fucked him over. Look at that. Oh, and then horrible grotesque things everywhere. Now he's freaking out. Oh, Beth is dead. Found her body in the basement. If I could find me out the doors are locked, maybe they won't find me here. So I guess we can be sure that Merrick didn't get out either. Because he's right there. Yeah. I sort of just skimmed through that diary, learned about Merrick deciding to come to the museum and, getting killed because Beth decided she's going to open a pot. Fuck him over.
You are now in the world of the shaman, or witch doctor, whose purpose is to act as intermediary for gods and men. The shaman acts as doctor, frightening evil spirits away from the sick, or officiating in the practice of human sacrifice to pacify angry gods.
So now we're in the shaman room. This is one of the places where this wax one won't leave me alone. He's in the library every time I go there. Now he's right fucking here. Really? It's Doctor in the Congo. Known as, well, you know how it's gonna work. When I find the wax pod, I'm never gonna find him again. Witch doctors in the Congo, known as Magango and Mfumu, act as doctors, psychologists, and soothsayers, casting bones to read the future. They destroy their enemies using wax images by slowly tearing off their limbs one at a time, almost like a voodoo doll. There is, I think, a place where pots can be stored right there. Here we can actually see the area where Merrick wrote that message to Beth. What else is there? Not much. No, there's something. Yes, right here. There is. Is there a. Yes, there is. The Sarombe doctor of Mozambique speaks to the gods by drumming a secret rhythm. The drums Ta Ba Ram and Bo are sacred. Only witch doctor can play them to frighten evil spirits and open the door for the dead to enter the place of gods. I think there's actually an Easter egg if I can remember it.
I like Chinese food.
I like Chinese food. Yeah, if you hit Rambo, and then the head. But Of course, this may seem familiar as what was written in one of those directions. From to Boba Tarumba. From to Boba Tarumba. Did that do anything? I don't think it did. From ta Boba Tarumba. Okay. That works. Now this normally would be a dead end until we found the solution to that puzzle. So this would pretty much require you to go to the to move on further, the clock tower. This will take us to another room.
No tribute pleases an angry god better than a blood sacrifice. Fortunately for man, there are benevolent as well as vengeful gods.
So yeah, this is the room of, gods and shit. There's probably something there, but I don't know. That's probably where an Exubi can be. Fisherman's Canoe God. This tea, or wooden icon of the fisherman god, has his own special house on one of the austral islands in the Pacific. To ensure plentiful fishing in smooth waters, the god demands animal and human sacrifice from the fishermen. And this is a wooden figure, if I remember it, so it's a place where wood can appear. The wood Exubi can appear. Mayan gods. The Maya assigned gods to everything. Political strategies and social events were based on the idea that time was sacred, and even days and months were assigned their own god. Each day, hundreds of gods influenced Mayan life. Then we have Thor. Oh hey! Thor was the Norse god of thunder and lightning. He was the oldest and most powerful son of Odin, king of the gods. Lightning was created when he threw his hammer and main weapon, Mjolnir. Thunder was a rumbling of his chariot as it moved across the sky. Now, I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but my full screen name is Thorfax, just Thor for short, and that's what I always go by. The door before you opens not until Shivan, a Mayan day god, trickster and co-creator of higher life, is revealed. Okay. I want to read this plaque, damn it. Celtic Janus sculpture. This two-headed sculpture depicts a god looking forward at the underworld and backwards in the realm of the living. The horse, sacred to the war god, shares his vision. And then right here, where should we have this whole thing?
Care to refresh your memory?
So, let us look at museum brochure again. The two-headed Celtic god is red. So let's turn this until we get red. Green, yellow, red. Alright. Now we'll head in here. Sumerian bull god, An. An is the source of rain, and its bellowing is said to be the thunder of the overcast sky. Its name means sky, and it was An who chose the new king. The purpose of the cavity in the statue is unknown, but might have been to offer items to the bull god. And this Sumerian lyre. Music is essential to ritualistic worship of the gods. Before plucking the strings of this lyre, musicians must purify themselves by bathing and fasting. And this is actually the obligatory memory puzzle. Which, to be honest, I actually really like. I mean, you have this like deep note just going in the background as ambience, and then you have just this like lyre sound going on. It is pretty much just a memory thing where a note is added each time. It usually makes a pretty song in the end too. Let's see what's next. good to assign numbers to them. 2, 1, 3, 4, 3, 6. I'll next use my phone. I'm using my phone to like put down numbers so that I can remember them, because I never remember otherwise. 3, 4, 3, 6, 3. There we go, we're about halfway there, so we can see by the lights on the bottom. So just 5 more sequences to go, and then we can move on. That's 1. Almost clicked 4. There we go. 4 more to go. Still making a nice pretty tune, along with the deep humming in the background, which just adds the ambience. I just love that about this. That was a really nice touch. 1, 8. Alright, making progress, almost there. Just 3 more to go. This ended up being a pretty long sequence too. 6. 1, and then the next one in this sequence is number 6. There we go, just 2 more to go. I think it'll end up like giving us a sequence of like 12. 6, 3, 1, 8, 6, and then the new addition is 1. And the last one. If I mess this up, I'm going to be so butthurt. Like, you guys have no idea how butthurt I will be if I mess this up. 3, 1, 8, 6, 1, and then the final one is 5. And once you beat it, we get a nice little strum going on. And a new pot piece. Obviously the water one, as we can tell by like the water symbol and, you know, the water on the bottom. Now, before I end this episode off, there is one more puzzle that we can sort of complete. This is the dreaded red door puzzle.
Care to refresh your memory?
Look back on Beth's address book. We can see that that's what we're going to want to be making right now. So, this is probably going to be something else that I'm going to end up speeding up because it's going to be pretty repetitive. You can right-click on them to sort of rotate them, and then you just left-click and drag to move it in. So I said I'm going to go ahead.
that's right there. Let's just those actually connect too. I don't think those just go that right there. Okay, that connects too. Let's go. This is gonna be one of these probably. Yes, right there. That's where that one's gonna go. Maybe. It doesn't like that. Something like that. Where does this one go though? Oh, maybe right here probably. Yeah, right there. And this one fits perfectly right there. I was like filling in the rest of the pieces, so now this one. So, that actually fits, yeah. Actually fits really well. This is right there. Right there. I'm just gonna leave that one there for now. That seems like a thing right here. Oh, so does that. This would go right there. This right there, I think. Pretty sure. Okay, that's right there, so one of these is gonna like fit perfectly there, which is probably this one. Yeah. I just need to fill in the rest of the blanks. Yeah, looks about right. Not this one. Okay, that one goes right there. That one's just like that.
That, which means that one's like that. Okay, we solved it. This leads us to a this door. It's pretty much just a shortcut. We can get there. We can get to that area by another way. It's pretty much just allowing us to go back and forth between a couple of places more easily, I'd say. So with that, I think I'm going to end this episode off here. Next time on Shivers, we will actually be going to through this secret passageway, right, yeah. And we'll be checking out more of the second floor. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Actually, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna save, and then I'll let him.
Goodbye.
Okay, now I can actually like not worry about not saving. Okay, goodbye.